Video we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so I wanted to start kind of doing these videos about the completed process of, so you guys not just see me paint the whole thing, but also get some of my thoughts on it. So the good, what did I like and what will I do again? Definitely the Zenithal Prime and basing it with extra thin layers to preserve all that shading. It was amazing. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I think it really helps the model to really stand out. And then using that same Zenithal Prime with all the other contrast work, so having like a different panel lining in the heavily shaded portion than I did in the highlighted portion, doing different edge highlights, different layering highlights, then edge highlights and extreme edge highlights, and then even adding like a third level of highlights along the top of the helmet and the backpack. I think it was just a really positive experience. I'm definitely going to be Zenithal highlighting for most of my standard projects in the future. There will be some occasions where I think it wouldn't be appropriate. Actually, I have one of those coming up and I'll talk about it in another video, but it was great. Doing it with the sub assemblies was great. Definitely take the reference pictures, and then I guess I'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so the good, Zenithal highlighting and then using that to help guide all the contrast work, panel lining in one direction and then layering, edge highlighting, all that, the rest of the and definitely glazing is my preferred method of highlighting now. Really enjoy it. Think it has a really good effect. I'm very proud of the backpack, how the glazing turned out on that. Yeah, it was great. Okay, the bad, mainly the shoulder pad. I messed up, and when I was painting all the red, I painted that, and when I painted the gray, by the time I got to the gray, the Zenithal didn't come through, and so now I have this shoulder pad here, which is completely non-Zenithal at all. It has the same highlight all the way around. So next time, I definitely want to make sure that I am, I'm going to make a plan, stick to the plan, check the plan. And don't forget that, like, this is going to be different eventually, because I could have done that type of gradient so that it was black under here and lighter on top. And then I could have even glazed a highlight up into this top portion. We're going to do that different. I think this is the big mistake of the Mini. Also, I need to work on my metallics, but I just don't have, I think silver metallics, I really wanted the VMA Chrome to do the highlights, because I think that's the brightest silver I've been able to find on videos and stuff, but my friendly local game store just doesn't carry it, and paying the extra like $3 to get it online, my budget's tight. That's like another bottle of paint. I like the water transfer. I'm going to keep using them. I think what I'm going to do this next time, though, is on the in-betweeny bits, like in between the arrows, I'm actually going to cut some slits and see if that helps it kind of fold and sit a little bit better. If you look really closely, you can see the crease in the middle. And then I've rushed the whole process. I need more drying time between, like when I put the homemade set on there, which I'm not even sure how well that worked. I got to try it out again later. And then hitting it with a gloss varnish and then hitting it with a Nuln Oil. And so I think if I give it more time to dry and then cut some slits so it sits better, I can get rid of that crease. But I think I got the positioning much better on this one than I did the last guy. Actually, he's right here. So you can see it's really, the decal is shifted really hard to that side, and I think I got it better right here. So that's like minor bad. That's just me learning how to use water transfers. This was a mistake. Everything else, I think if I take more time, the quality will improve, but I'm not, everything else I'm really, really happy with. Especially happy with all the contrast work. Base, great. I was worried that the cracks were too big, but again, when you look at it from far away, it doesn't seem so extreme. That's the plan. And yeah, really happy with it. So the ugly, any disasters? I don't think so. This one came out, I didn't really have anything that kind of threw down on me. The one thing I would say is, because I did it in the sub-assemblies, and so the Zenithal Prime was everything together, so like these parts up top are all much brighter than everything underneath. It was easy to get psyched out and be like, oh, that's too dark, it's too dark. But when you put it together, like it's not, because you can see like all this is shadowed by the arms. And so check your reference pictures and trust your highlight. It's a mind game. Just be like, okay, when it all comes together, it's gonna look great. And you know, I think it really did. So, oh yeah, I keep working on OSL. I did that on the helmet, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm pretty much gonna always try to do lenses with some OSL and just keep practicing that. And I think the best part is I've gotten to a point in my painting where there's two things. One, I'm not just like, okay, this is how you paint a miniature, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, but it's like, okay, how do I want to get the effect that I want on this guy, which techniques do I want to use? So like, you know, I dry brushed these textured areas, I glazed, you know, these areas, I tried out feathering, and it's not for me, but I tried it. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do zenithal, and I actually did layering on this guy, and because, you know, before I was like, oh, when you paint a Space Marine, you got to edge highlight it, and I was like, no, you know, I'm going to try doing these other techniques. And so I broke out of that, here's how you paint a miniature every time. And then also, like, I decided I was going to try out a bunch of techniques and just let the miniature be what it is, and not be like, okay, this miniature has to be perfect according to the standard that I've developed up until this point. Instead, it's, well, I'm going to practice new techniques to see what I can do and where I can take the miniature. And I think because I did that, he does look better. You can tell because here's my last Grayshield. And I think comparing the two, this guy is definitely like better. You see my edge highlights are cleaner. You can really notice it on the helmet. And then this guy just has way more contrast and visual appeal than this guy, where I did like no layering and it's all edge highlighting. And my edge highlighting isn't even that great. So this guy definitely like looks better than this guy. So continuing to move in this direction is where I want to go. I'm happy with this guy. I think it looks great. And like I practice edge highlighting and basing and all that kind of stuff. But you can see, I think it's pretty plain to see that this is a better painted miniature than this. And so I'm hoping that next time when I put the third guy here, you can continue to see this progression, because I'm just going to keep trying out new techniques and I'm going to be doing more stuff. So that's my thoughts through the process of painting this Grayshield. Had a tremendous amount of fun, really happy with the way that he looks, looking forward to getting him to the table. It's going to be a while. I'm probably not going to get this Grayshield kill team done until like sometime next year, because I'm just kind of weaving it in other projects, but it's a fun little diversion. Excited about the improvements I'm going to be able to make for the next one. That is how I've been hobbying lately. Please let me know how you've been hobbying lately down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to get daily hobby videos, consider subscribing. If you want a preview of my next painting video, check out my Rumbl. I do the occasional blog post related to the channel over on my Tumblr, and you can also follow me on Instagram.